hopefully you tried doing that activity. If you did, just make sure that your code is somewhat similar to mine, right? And if not, just follow along. So the idea is that you don't know what these values, what these variables are, right? What these values of these variables are. So this value could be anything. Okay, you don't know what first is and what last is, but without that knowledge, you still have to swap the values. Okay. Now you cannot just do last equals first and first equals last. You cannot do this. This is not a solution. Why can you not do this? Think about it for a second. Why can you not do this? Okay. So when you say last equals first, okay, when you say last equals first, last takes the value of first, which is somewhere. So last is somewhere, right? And then you say first equals last, which means first is also somewhere. Okay. So this does not work. Okay. What you need is a temporary variable. And if you arrived at this solution, congratulations. Okay. So what you need is a temporary variable, and as is convention, variable names are sort of descriptive in nature. Okay, so you should name your variable depending on what it does. So in this case, my variable temporarily stores the data. Okay, so you need a third variable. So I will call this variable temp. So I will say temp equals, and temp equals, actually temp equals first. You could also say temp equals last, completely okay. There are two ways of doing this. So what I do is I first take the value of this variable first and store it in a temporary variable. Okay, so that now I can do this. Now I can do this. Okay, now I can say, I'm sorry, it's the other way around actually. So in this case, I would have to do first temp equals last, temp equals last. But you can also do temp equals first. But in this case, I'll do temp equals last, and then I will do this. I will do last equals first. So last now contains the value of first, which is somewhere. And first, I cannot do first equals last, right? This I cannot do anymore. This is incorrect. So what I have to do is I have to assign the previous value of last, which I stored in temp. So I'll say first equals temp. Okay. So in essence, this is somewhat like if you take the cup analogy of variables, okay, this would be clear to you. This would be much more clearer. So what you have is you have two cups. You have two cups, okay? So you have two cups. One is called first, the other one is called last. You don't know what the cups have, but they are something that you cannot mix. So let's say this is milk, this is milk, and maybe this is coffee. Why not? Maybe coffee is not a good example because you can switch it, but this is milk, and maybe this is, I don't know, soy milk for someone who is lactose intolerant. I don't know, soy milk. Okay, so let's say you cannot mix these, and what you have to do is the first one now contains soy milk, and the last cup contains milk. So what you do is, because you cannot mix these, right? In order to swap, you need a third cup. You need a third cup. I call this cup temp, but you can call it anything you like. And what you do is you pour the soy milk into this cup. So the soy milk cup is now empty essentially. And then you pour the milk in the soy milk and the last cup, right? And then you pour the soy milk in this cup. Okay, so that's how you swap variables without knowing what the values are. Okay, so see, I did not simply go for last equals somewhere and first equals over the rainbow. That is cheating. Okay, because that does not scale to other programs, right? If you have this piece of code here, this will run, this will do the job regardless of what last and first have, okay, regardless of what they have as in them, okay. So this piece of code is agnostic of what values first and last have, okay. And this, your solution should be somewhat like this. And as I said, if you have arrived at the solution, congratulations, you now almost completely understand variables and values.